was crazy, right? That was crazy. Yesterday gold closed nicely, kept going today. I did think that that was quite possible. Let's break 4,000 officially. It did well. Opened at low of day, closed almost at high of day, straight through 4,000, 4,040, pretty good. Just past midnight here in Europe, so this is kind of irrelevant. I don't know what to expect next. I'm going to stop guessing. I really thought yesterday we would have hit a bit of a top in silver in the miners. In fact, I really did think we did. So I did some trimming yesterday, very light stuff as usual. I'm incapable of doing heavy trimming. Thank God I have this pathetic feature because we've just gone up non-stop. Today, more little trims, very little though, because I don't know. It's the third time we're at 50, right, in history on silver. Here's silver. Yesterday's silver looked pretty bad. Not horrible, did not close at low of day. The miners looked worse. I thought we were kind of toppy. That's why I started to trim yesterday, light stuff. And then today I saw some of these moves and I thought, all right, a little bit more, just a little 1 or 2% on the crazy names. CDEs, hecklers, First Majestic, Jesus, finally in the 14s. I'm just 40% in a couple of days, really, that one. I just thought, all right, and then stop. Another 1%, max 2%, and you're holding 90, maybe 85% of your core position from years ago. That's pretty good, right? Whilst we're at 50, that's pretty good. Um, because who knows, no matter how beautiful the candles were today, you could have a big reversal, then 3 days later, it's like, oh yeah, that's toppy. Now we're gonna come down. And we won't come down that much, we'll come down 10% or something max. It's different, famous last words, but we're really going up for core fundamental, geopolitical, macro, everything, inflate everything. All the stars are aligned. And plus the way we've gone up has been gradual and then suddenly. It's not like before where it's really quick up, stays there 1 or 2 days and comes down. So I do believe that this time is different and that we could reclaim 50, break above, hold, it becomes support, and then up we go to I don't know what number, right? 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Palladium and platinum and copper looks like it wants to keep going up. I don't even show these anymore. Palladium, look at this. Everyone was talking about platinum. I was watching palladium. Platinum. Do I have to show? I don't want to. I'm starting my video now, even though I've spent the whole time during hours and after hours just going through everything. I've got 46 stocks. It's quite hard now, and they're not all resource stocks, right? Some of them are mainstream stocks. They've just been crushed, and it's just getting quite difficult to handle the portfolio because I gotta focus on each sector. I don't really care about tech right now at all. I never really have. It's just, Paramount is destroyed, or Pfizer is Intel. I'm in Intel, and in fact, I'm in quite a few of the ones that Trump has taken. The U.S. government's invested in just by luck. So I got to watch those, and then all of a sudden, okay, let's look at copper, and then oil. How about uranium? And then obviously gold and silver. I focus on 93% of the time. Here's platinum, right? Complete breakout, and it's kept going. But palladium, really, and the thing is, and now, I don't know platinum, palladium, or even copper stocks that well, and now I know that these guys are going to catch up. Like I reckon, palladium next year is up here. I think it's at 3,000, or 2027 it's at 3,500, which means there's a lot. I love gold and silver. I know gold and silver a lot more supplied. I know I don't want to say everything, but compared to platinum palladium, I know so much more. I even know the stocks more. I don't even know where to start with platinum palladium. I want to be in. And besides SBSW, which to be fair might be the best stock to have been in, and I don't want to start going into junior stocks because Jesus, you gotta know your stuff. I'm just trusting a bunch of names out there on Twitter that are quite good and they've been very good in gold and silver. They've probably done better than me actually. All right, I'm just digressing here, but commodities look really good. Copper, ignore the red. This is just because we passed midnight here. Copper, right? This is the post the tariffs are over kind of thing. And look at this recovery. For me, this is just going to go all the way back up. This is nothing. All the way back up, and it's just going to break out and launch after $6. I think 2026 is going to be really good for resources. I mean, so far it's been pretty damn good, but I think gold and silver will continue to do well, you know. And you could even have silver do 50% next year, you know, from I don't know, we might close the year around $55 and we end up at 80. It's amazing, right? But I think copper's going to do like 75%. And some of these strange metals, these I don't know, palladium platinums and the tungstens and all these other things, they might outperform. And that's fair enough, right? We're all friends, but yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just it's getting quite a lot to. I'm way in over my head. It's all good, making lots of money, but I don't even know how to start diving into these other areas. All right, I can't believe I'm devoting so much time to these other commodities when gold and silver have done so much. So gold took out 4,000, beautiful stuff. Silver, right? Silver yesterday, I was convinced. Because look at yesterday's candle. It's not the ugliest candle, but today, and that's what gold can do. Taking out 4,000 psychological silver outperformed really good, almost up 4% at one point. We touched 49.5, right? The absolute record high, I think is 49.7. If you do the ascending, right? I've shown this before, the ascending resistance from the 80s to 2011, it's 50.5, not even 51. It's the same thing. Um, we need another day. It's a good close. It's a new record, everything. I don't know how much gold can do, right? Is silver allowed to go up if gold's red? Maybe. I think we want to touch 50. I think someone wants to see that number. I think there'll be a little squeeze, like, oh, short stops get triggered, and up we go, maybe to 51, or pretty much the resistance here. And then let's see. But between where we are now and 51, I think we've got resistance, right? And let's see what happens. I think we need a 1 or 2 more days. What about the weekly close? That'll be interesting. We also have a lot of earnings coming up, right? For the miners, that'll be interesting. I think they're going to be really good. I know we've gone up a lot, and the bias is probably to the downside. Like they're just vertical. Of course, it's going to go down, but I'm not so sure anymore. The bullishness is just so wild, and but the fundamentals are so good, and institutional ownership is just not there. We're such a tiny part of the market. What if the market goes down? People just jump into this. I don't think it's so obvious anymore that we go down, but that's what you would say at the top, right? All right, let's look at the miners. So basically, what was weak yesterday was extremely strong today. GDX, what a close, what a candle, all time, yeah, all time record close at high of day, perfect, wants to continue. Probably will continue regardless of gold and silver, as long as they're not down crazy tomorrow. That wants to go higher. There is no resistance, right? It's probably best to look at GDXJ. It has some history, maybe $80, but that's too close. GDXJ, even better, very bullish, close at high of day, up 4%, really good. $100 has been completely conquered. Next stop, probably, Jesus Christ, I don't know. That's quite far away too. 120, 120. Then you've got sort of maybe this zone, you've got a bit of support, bit of resistance, something like this pre-gap. It's not really a nice number. 131, 130, let's call it 130. Keep it simple. Okay, that's far away, right? I know everything's running on all cylinders, but there's no immediate near-term resistance. And I'm not going to do psychological numbers. It's just a bit too crazy at the moment. SIL, close a high of day, absolutely perfect. Maybe there's a bit more of an obvious resistance nearby. Yes, it is. It's 77. Um, but for that, 4%, yeah. To be honest, if silver starts to run towards $50 or maybe just a bit higher, right? That ascending resistance, 50.5, 51, you probably got SIL around 77. Then after that, you got 80. Actually, SIL is quite easy compared to the other ones because they're nearby. 80, then your next one's going to be probably up here. 87, that's too far away, so let's leave it for there. And then you've got the all-time high. SILJ, we know that we've taken out all resistance, so basically a useless chart in a good way. Close a high of day, really, really good. So look at SIL for the silvers and then GDXJ, but that's not that useful because it's just there's no obvious near-term resistance. So I wouldn't even watch GDXJ unless you're trading on the 1 minute chart. So gold good, silver even better, miners even better. The opposite of yesterday, very bullish. However, we're very close to 50, right? I mean, you got to respect 50 still, whether it's 49.5 or 51. That area needs to be respected. The miner's absolutely on fire. But not the senior gold stocks. Newmont, yeah, that's okay. Underperformed GDX. I think it's got earnings coming up real soon. But up 1.5% on such a historic day. I know everyone's tired, but nah, you should be above 90. Maybe it's just waiting for earnings, but not too impressed. Ignico, it's been weak lately, so that's okay. But 2%, still not good enough, but whatever. It's funny, it's actually the Rick Rule stocks that he got into were the weakest ones. I'm laughing. He's so much better than me, but still, I'm laughing. Barrett Gold, that one, I think they all kind of did 2%. Yeah, 2%. That one's quite weak though. I should be above 36 with what's going on, but take another day, go up towards 35, and then another day. But how much more can you ask from gold? Some of these seniors are tired. Fair enough, fair enough. I think they were ready to drop if gold gave up, but gold's reached through 4,000, so they have to go up. Wheaton though, really red. Really, that wants to come down. Any move down in the metals, this thing's going to come down. And not just to this 103 base, it's probably going to come down to this where I will be waiting. I will be waiting. I'm not buying first support, I'm buying second support. Let's put it that way. That's going to be the general rule. Because if we go down, and we're probably going to go down more, but right now it's very hard to talk about going down because everything today is just extremely strong. Franco Nevada, though, what? It's down even more than Wheaton. I don't even know if there was any news. Look at this though. It lost its ascending support, closed on it. And that's on an update. Imagine we have a drop tomorrow. We're gonna go straight back down. Fair enough. I want to buy a lot more of this, so I'm very happy about this. Oh yeah, by the way, and I forgot. Actually, that's all I'll say about Frank and Navarro. I'm not gonna start looking at levels. I've already indicated the levels. You got the ascending, you got the first horizontal, and the next one. This is the more obvious one to me. And after that, we'll see. Got to look at GDX, gold, and all that. I look forward to a drop, right? And I look forward to a move up. That's how I know I've got this sort of the right balance. I mean, I'm in extremely heavy, but I don't care. I'm ready to buy dips. Pan American Silver is my heaviest holding by far. Not the best day today. Up 1% with silver up almost 4. That's pathetic. That's really horrible candle. But I've sold this zone. I've trimmed 40, I trimmed 38. So on average, I've trimmed 39. Um, like probably 5%, not even 10. But for me, Pan America just goes all the way up. But not the best day. And any move down is going to come down, but I'll be ready to buy more. But Pan America is worth way too much because it merged with MAG and I never really sold MAG. It's worth like 30% more than all the other top boys. But today, my second biggest holding is CDE. That's supposed to be impossible according to the way I have all my stocks sort of weighted, but it's just absolutely bypassed. First of all, the senior gold stocks haven't been doing that well recently, and then CD obviously has been on a tear. But it's funny, and First Majestic's right next to it. That's how much these silver stocks have moved up. I'll get to them in a second. So those are the seniors, pretty much weak, right? Some of them up 2%, some of them down, and with gold up decent, silver up decent, the GDX up decent. They will be red, right? On any sort of sideways or red day, they will be red. But they're the ones that are, for me, are defensive on the way down. They'll be red, but they won't be as red as the other big boys. So I'm ready for the drop. I don't know what's going to happen next. Tomorrow we could even go up more. We could take out 50, but I'm ready for the drop and I'm ready to add to the seniors on the drop maybe first as we hit the second level of support, if you know what I mean. Not the first immediate one, but the second one. And then as I think we stabilize, whether it's the second or the next level of support, then I'll start getting aggressive by adding to the silver stocks. That's how I look to do it. I can't wait for a drop, but I definitely make a ton of money if we go up. Metalla, that's okay. 2% is okay. It's been strong actually lately. And I mean, it just wants one more day and we go to the 730 zone where we should have resistance. Yes, I remember that. And then 8, this is actually done quite a lot. I remember this in the mid twos. And here we are at 7. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But still not as good as some of the other ones. Right, the mid-tier gold stocks. I am gold. Not that okay, yesterday's candle was as bad as it gets, but still trend is intact today, made up for it. kind of understand that. Underperformed, I would say its peers and the sector, but I understand with a horrible candle, it's that's kind of a decent fight back, let's say. Equinox, however, and I always lump these two together. I don't know why they're worth the same. I call them both mid tiers, and they're going to be big soon. Equinox, yesterday's candle was good. Yesterday, it was a red day. It was a horrible day, but still, it closed well. It closed green. At the high of day, it was at like 5%. So it does not surprise me that it kept going today. And to be honest, if you have any follow through tomorrow, it's kind of going to be a magnet to 13. I've actually got a little trim at 12.99, old school stuff. And it's the last trim for Equinox. Then off you go to new highs and see you later. Very, very vertical that is. And if it comes back down, I'll buy it back. But our last trim at 12.99 if it gets there tomorrow. Very good, very strong performance. B2 gold, pretty good. Um, I mean, not great, 2.5%, but still good candle, closing at resistance, ready to go to the next level, which is so obviously six, right? There might be a little gap thing here going on. It can't go in one go, but $6 is your clear next resistance. That's quite a move, is it? From where we are, 10%. What's gold got to do for its B2 gold to get up there? Maybe you need company specific news, or maybe some good news out of Mali could do it actually. But this one ultimately needs to get to its old high, and I think it will. It's a good stock, good company. I think it's still got good dividend. Harmony, still not cracking 19. A bit surprised by that. Maybe one more day. We down after hours? I don't know if that's real. I mean, fair enough, right? It's come back after bad news, but still, we've come up a lot in gold, so it's. I would have expected it to be above 19 by now. Next stop, 20. I don't think it's got a history. Yeah, this is going to be new all-time high territory. It's fair enough. 2.5% is okay, especially when you compare it to Franco Nevada and Wheaton. I don't know what's up with the royalties today. Why are they down? SBSW, this is obviously platinum palladium. Had a bit of resistance difficulty here today. Up we go, 5.5%. A bit more high of day. For me, you got final resistance where we are now. Oh yeah, I did a small trim of SBSW. Just because we had a crazy day in the platinum and palladiums and all that, I thought I'd take something because it's the last level before basically going to test 20. I know we have little levels on the way there, maybe there, but I don't have any cells and just go for it. And if palladium does what I showed earlier, this is definitely going to 20. I don't care what's wrong with the company, it's just going up. That's what it does. And that's what it will do. Aris Mining. That was up nicely today, 4%. I didn't talk about the trims. I did a small trim of Aris Mining, just very minimal stuff because I did trim quite a few little ones. Equinox, sorry, I think I trimmed just at the high of day, but yeah, before the Fed spoke, that was it. I just did a little nibble out of a bunch of them. This is like a 1 to 2% sell, just boom, boom, boom. Equinox, pretty much a high of day before the Fed spoke, even though we returned and I think made new highs just before the close. SBSW, Equinox, I am gold because I didn't like that. I thought if you're not going to do that well when on a great day, if gold finally comes down tomorrow, you're definitely going to lose it. Metalla, no. And then the seniors, no. Yeah, it was the silver stocks. That was it. It was just two or three of the gold stocks. First Majestic, because I wanted to sell the move to 14. And when I got back from work, I realized we were trading above 14. And I just sold, I think it was actually 14.12 or something. It was kind of really, yeah, high of day stuff. I was just got a bit lucky when I started to turn on the big screen. So First Majestic little trim. I would have done 13.99, but I forgot to put my good till cancel. So I did 14.12. It's the same thing. Tiny trim. I always wanted to hit 14. I've said this for ages. We will get to 14 when we get to $50. Then 1 or 2 days ago, I thought, I'm disappointed. I think I said it. Disappointed. Silver's pretty much at 50, and here we are underneath 13. Little did I know that we were going to go up crazy today. And basically, still before $50 in silver, we did reach 14. So that's what that level's for. That's the $50 level. If we start to go crazy and silver starts to do 51, 52, 56, and we're starting, then I think silver will really just, I mean, First Majestic will really do what a lot of the other silver stocks have done, and that's just go crazy. Big catch-up trade here in First Majestic. and that is what you want. 11% today, more than 11%. Next is Fortuna, which is the so tiny nibble on First Majestic. Fortuna. I just saw it up I think 9.49. It was like 9.59. I just said sell 9.49. And there I did like 5%, which some usually I find it very difficult to do that big an amount. But I just don't like Fortuna. It was up decent, like 6% or something. Um, and it was near pretty much close to 9.79, which is the ideal sell. I knew we wouldn't get there because we were at high a day before the Fed speak. So boom, little clip on Fortuna. Don't care if it goes up more tomorrow and we're testing 50, I'll probably do another 5%. Don't care. I wouldn't mind liquidating Fortuna and throwing it into a bunch of other stocks I've seen on Twitter that seem way better, even if I'm chasing them when they're juniors and they're up more. I just don't like Fortuna. I've had it for a long time though. Now, the absolute royalty of them all, CDE, which was weak yesterday. I think I did another little light trim yesterday, and then today, bam, 11%. I mean, First Majestic finally did 11%. CD matches it. It just gets jealous. Close a high of day, absolute perfection. I don't even know where resistance is. I mean, you could say it's 24. It's just, and that is a stunning move. Already, that's almost, yeah. So I did a tiny trim of that, tiny. I respect it too much to do anything too heavy. This is now worth, like I said, it's the second heaviest holding. And if it keeps going like this, it's going to take out Pan America, which shouldn't even be mathematically possible. Perfect candle, perfect day for CDE. So proud of it. I mean, I'm probably going to buy a dog soon, and I feel like calling it. I don't know, or getting a tattoo. Then something needs to happen to reward this beauty. Right, Heckler after that, another 11. It's basically Heckler, CD, First Majestic. The three heaviest silver holdings I have, all up 11.5%. EXK and Fortuna, not worth, they're worth like 1.5K less, fair enough. But it really had to be the three heaviest ones that were up the basically double the others. Perfect. Now Heckler also had a clear number. So I've got $14 for First Majestic, cleared that. CD, there's no more levels. It's just 24, 25, 30. I don't even know. It doesn't make sense anymore. But Heckler, $13 is the level for me. And we cleared it, closed the high of day. Completely cleared it. I gotta go to and I've got a massive screen. I gotta go to the weekly to even see what the next level is. And I didn't even draw it yet because I thought the whole idea was ridiculous. But here you go, it's $15. That's your next level. But what we've done here is so significant that 15 is just like, even though it's vertical, it really is. 15 is your next level, then we come back down and retest and then break higher. I have no idea what's expected next, how high it can go. Um, it's so vertical. Some of these are so vertical, but and this is the weekly. But what are you gonna do? This is literally the market re-rating. Let's see what silver does. Silver needs to clear, hold 50 and either keep going or retrace. Like I said, and I trimmed a little bit of Heckler, and it was 13.12 if I remember. It was 13.12, I think. It was above 13. I remember thinking, wait a minute, we're above 13. Isn't that the level? I looked at the chart, this chart. So yeah, I just trimmed it where it was, and it was above 13. EXK also got a little respectable trim. I forgot where, but pretty much near high of day. Everything got their high of day sell because this is the last level before the next level. And also, I wasn't sure what to expect from the Fed. It would have been a shame when we have this crazy move everywhere and then the Fed just reversed the whole thing. So I did a small trim. Next stop, maybe 1050, just above 1050. The juniors, I didn't buy anything today. Um, did I? I bought one thing. Uh, no, I didn't. I was gonna buy something, but I realized I already had it. These are two copper stocks I own, SURG and GSVR, but I bought them yesterday. And they were up 12% each, pretty much. That's pretty cool. But I have very little in them. Juniors, I didn't touch. I was just reading other stocks. Aftermath looks good. It's sort of stabilizing here. Wants to bounce. Probably should have bounced more today because of what silver did, but it'll probably bounce tomorrow regardless of what silver does. Sometimes the juniors are like that, a bit unpredictable. But I didn't add Juanto. Yeah, weak ever since the dilution. Not the best play. I don't mind just holding what I've got. Normally, I'd probably buy around here. Jag, this is just ready to go up. I can't. I wanted to double my position at breakout here, but I didn't. And now, I don't want to start buying silver stocks on a day like today, especially when I'm trimming some of them in case we drop the test of 50. But this, I'm convinced, I've said it already, this is going to go to 11. I don't know much about the company. I've just read a little bit about it. I look at it technically. I've known it for years. That doesn't really matter, but I know it's not going bankrupt. It's not some fraud. I think it's going all the way up. I just can't chase, even though I think it's going to double in a few weeks. Otherwise, which other ones do I have? KTN. I think that's down actually. A lot of people are pumping this one up. I feel like we're turning into a bit of alt crypto territory, And some people were saying this will become the new altcoin space and all the crypto traders will come here. And I can imagine it because got so many of these. I don't even know this company. I've seen it mentioned by a few respectable people on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, buy, because I'm in a bit of a chase some juniors mode. And this one actually looks like it wants to come back down to breakout. I mean, really down 3% today when silver's up almost 4. That's not the best look. And that's why I'm in these other mid-tier senior stocks because I can count on them. They can trade with the metals and the general ETFs, right? The miners. The juniors are just all over the place, but they've had crazy returns. What else do I have? First, yeah, that'll do. Whatever. Yeah, there's Aya. I'm getting confused with the copper stocks. It's getting a bit crazy now. 45 stocks. That's good. I at least made up for yesterday. Looks like it wants to, with a bit of a delay, go back test 19 and maybe close above 1950 to then go way, way higher. All right, that'll do. Um, as you can see, it's a little crazy. And on top of that, I'm trying to judge all these other stocks in all these different sectors, and I'm losing control. And everything's up today, right? Even the other stocks, generally speaking, they're all kind of up. But my portfolio, I kind of want to make it very, very resource centric. And I'm thinking it's time to close out these. I've got a bit of Google, a bit of Amazon, Alibaba, Intel, UPS, uh, Paramount, 3D printing stocks. I got two or three. I like them. And then obviously I got uraniums, Rio, BHP, Freeport McMoran, some other oil stock, Pfizer. I hate that company, but good stock. It's hard to get everything under control. And especially after hours here, I'm taking like 2 hours to look at every stock, redo all my numbers, then do this video. And it's just, anyway, gold and silver, beautiful. Let's see what happens tomorrow. This weekend, I'm going to start doing my homework, for copper and all the other oil, commodity stocks. I think I really should invest in the other commodities, platinum, palladium. They look like they're going to do what gold and silver did this year, next year. They're going to do it next year, and it's starting now, basically, a bit like gold and silver. So, I may end up doing like I'm gonna stay in gold and silver, right? I'm not gonna just get out of that because I feel like getting in the other one, I can multitask. But I'll probably, if I do end up getting heavy in copper and I own a lot of uranium actually already, I may start doing videos on the other stuff. Anyway, that's for another time. All right, let's see what happens tomorrow. Today was a beautiful day, though. Let's not get it wrong, and it was a historic day. And tomorrow, maybe we touch 50.